Yes, so I hope everyone is doing well. And then I want to talk about the four gifts of a prophet, or the four gifts which is contained in the prophetic. So I want you to understand that when a man is ordained as a prophet, know that you have all the packages. So when you are called into the prophetic, or when you are called as a prophet, there are some gifts which accompanied your office. So this means that you are not going to pray for those gifts to be received. It comes as a package. It's the same thing like when a president is being ushered into office. His bodyguard it has been assigned to him already. He's got his whole own house, his office, everything is in a package. It is the same thing when it comes to the office of the prophet. I said again, there are four things which accompanies the prophetic office. So these are the four. You have the word of knowledge, word of wisdom, you have prophecy, and discernment of spirit. All these things are packaged, given to you as a prophet or a prophetess. So, but I'm going to focus only on word of knowledge. When we talk about word of knowledge, it is the ability to foresee the past event or the past incident that has happened in a person's life. So when we talk about word of knowledge, the prophet or the prophetess has the ability to see what is going on, or what went on in the person's life. The person might be going through a situation in the current life. And so the prophet or the prophetess' responsibility is to go deeper beyond what the normal person will see, in order to tell the person what went wrong. It is the same thing as you diagnosing the problem. The word of knowledge means diagnosing the problem. What is going on? What happened? What is happening in the person's life? What is the cause of this problem? That is what we call word of knowledge. So when we talk about word of knowledge, you know it by a word. Like I told you, when you are called into the prophetic or a prophetess, your responsibility is to know what has happened so that you will be able to give solution to the problem. So if you are a prophet or a prophetess, you are given the ability to see. You are given the ability to hear. And you are given the ability to sense. So you can use all those three dimensions to know the past events of the person or what the person is going through. But because of the fallen nature, some of us only focus on the hearing. And so God uses only a sound for you to hear what it means to understand the word of knowledge. Some are also good in the sight. In other words, God can use only pictures or images or videos or symbols to speak to you concerning the person, which is also word of knowledge. Or some of them are also used in sensing it. So when you can sense things, then that is where God can use that to speak to you using the same word of knowledge. So the word of knowledge, it can come in a form of sound. It can come in a form, when you talk about sound, you hear a word. It could be a name, it could be a symbol, it could be a number, but it is pointing out to the same problem. You can also see in the form of image, you can see a picture or a video. It can also point to the same situation, or you can sense something. It also points to the same situation. It could be one problem, but depending on your ability to hear, to sense, or to see, that is what God will use to speak to you. I told you again, in the prophetic, you are given everything. You have the authority to use every part of your senses. That is when you have trained your senses to either hear, to see, or to feel, or to sense. That is what God will use to speak to you. So the word of knowledge, you are not going to hear sentences. Like if I'm here to prophesy on a woman going through maybe marital problems or affliction in the family, I didn't hear, or I'm not going to hear, oh, marital problem in the family or affliction in the family. What I will hear is marital issues or problems. So it is now I hear the word. How do I hear the word? The word was given to me in my spirit. It came just as a word, like I told you, depending on the part of you that has been activated. If you are hearing, you hear maybe divorce or marital problems or conflict. You will hear like that. It comes as a word. Or you can see in the form of image that this person is standing alone, no husband, no child, nothing. It is also pointing to the same thing as a marital problem. Or you can also sense that the person is lonely. It is a feeling. It comes as a feeling. So when you feel that thing, it comes like that. So you are not going to hear sentences like this person has marital issues. No, you are not going to hear that. You are not going to see that. You are not going to sense that. That is why the Bible says that it comes as a word. So you see, we call it word of knowledge. So this word will be popped up from your spirit, and then it moves to your intuition. Now, your intuition is responsible to give you the explanation of the word that it picked from your spirit. So if I am here and I'm seeing somebody standing alone without a husband, it is because I saw just a picture of just that lady standing there alone, maybe in her 40s, standing there alone. And then how am I able to do that? Now, I now become that person. If you want to know how to prophesy, then you have to become the person. So when I'm able to call out this woman, and I'm going to give a word of knowledge to that woman, I now become that person. In other words, I get rid of myself. I don't become myself again. I see this woman, and all that I see, it was just she was standing alone. So standing alone tells me that she is lonely. Now, this picture was taken from my spirit into my intuition. So it is now me discerning, yielding to my intuition, and then the intuition will explain to me the image that I saw, because I saw the image, nothing was happening. So as I am explaining to the woman that I see you standing alone and I see that you are not married, I didn't see a sentence. I saw just an image. And so me explaining that thing to the woman, it is the intuition giving me the explanation of what I am seeing. If I saw the picture alone, I wouldn't know how to explain it to the woman. I have to now rely or depend on my intuition to break the picture down into smaller meanings so that I will be able to tell the woman what she is going through. That is how to know how to give the word of knowledge to the woman. Now, as I'm going on to explain that to the woman, the same spirit in me ask question, what might be the cause of the reason why this woman is lonely? Now, my intuition again starts to search, my spirit starts to search in her family. What might be the cause? And then as I am looking into her family line, then my spirit will now maybe capture on her father. So now I ask again in the same spirit, it goes very quickly, what's happened to the father? Then I might see the father maybe disappointing a woman when he was young. So the woman in her father's life issued a curse on her father, even though the lady at the moment was not born around that time. So the curse that was pronounced on the father, after this lady has now, the father has given birth to this lady is going through the curse of the father when he was young. So the reason why the lady is not married was because a curse was pronounced on her father. So she's now carrying the curse of the father. That is why she is not married. So when I saw the lady standing alone, it was because a curse was pronounced in the days of her father. Now, for me to give this word of knowledge, I need to go back. That is why I said again, to give a word of knowledge to somebody, a word of knowledge means going back to time to see what is going on, what is the cause of the person's suffering or distraction or the setback. So the word of knowledge means that you have to go back to diagnose the problem. Maybe it is a family problem, a family issues, or a generational curse that is following the children of today. Word of knowledge, I'm now going back to the father's line, and then it tells me what is going on, what went on, what the father did, and what is affecting the present daughter as I'm prophesying to her. So that is what it means to, give a word of knowledge unto a person in question. So word of knowledge means giving, knowing the past issues, the past problems of an incident that has happened in a person's life, or what a person is going through at this present moment. She might feel that she has not done anything wrong, but why is my marriage delaying? That is where we have to go deep back. We have to backdate, go back to time and check his father's line, his mother's line, and then we will be able to tell the person that is what is going on. Then the word of wisdom is what I will be teaching you, how to solve the problem for the future, so that that thing or that incident or the problem will not repeat itself in the person's life. So that is what I want to teach you about word of knowledge. It comes as a word, and the word comes from your spirit into your intuition, and your intuition gives you the meaning of the word you saw. So even as I explained this, I said I saw it in the form of a picture, and the picture was received from the spirit into your intuition, and then your intuition breaks the picture that I saw down. In the same way, I can also hear marital issues. That is when my ears are sharpened. When I sharpen my ears to hear more, I will hear marital problems. And so it is the same thing. So the word that I heard, which comes in the form of a sound from my spirit, it also transports into my intuition, and the same intuition will also explain that by going to the person's, the lady's past, or the father's or the mother's line, and pick the information where the problem is, and then transport it back to your intuition, and then your intuition will start explain that. It is also the same thing. You feel some sort of loneliness within you when you are a person or a prophet or a prophetess who feels small, like Jeremiah. You feel a spirit like loneliness, that you feel lonely. That is also connected to the same person, and so it is also picked from your spirit into your intuition, and then intuition will explain to you the loneliness you are feeling by also going to the presence or the lady's past life, going to the mother's line, the father's line, and pick the information of the disappointment that the father did against a certain lady, which the lady pronounced a curse on the father, and is now affecting his daughter. So these are the things you need to understand when you talk about word of knowledge. It is the ability to go back to the past, pick up the information, and diagnose the problem and give it to the person. So you can also train your eyes to see. You can, at the same time, you can train your ears and your senses. All those three things, God can use it to speak to you if you are able to train it. And so that is what we do if in the prophetic, so that we can understand the wisdom or the secret hidden wisdom of God, so we can give to the people who needs the word of knowledge. I'm gonna come to you again. I will also teach you about what it means by word of wisdom. So the first of all, it starts from word of knowledge, and then you go on to word of wisdom. I'm gonna teach you about word of wisdom in my next video, maybe tomorrow, so that we can work step by step on how to deal with all those things in the prophetic. But for the meantime, I want to invite you to my upcoming prophetic class, which is going to start on the 24th of June 2024. So if you are interested, you can send me a message, and then you can register to join the class. If this has also been a blessing to you, you can like, share, and subscribe to my channel, so that people might also be a blessing with this great ministry, and you'll be happy you did. If you also want me to mentor you, you need a counseling or anything, you can also contact me, and you will be blessed that you did. Until this note, I wanted to let you know that we are in the prophetic era. God has called us, and we are called to change lives in our generation. God bless you. God keep you. God cause His face to shine upon you, and God bring you peace. And peace I also live with you. This is Prophetess Cecilia signing out. And unto this note, tomorrow, by God's grace, I'm gonna bring to you again word of wisdom. Have a blessed day, and peace I live with you one more time. Bye bye, and God bless you.